Hello everyone, welcome to CRM Product Design Essentials. In the previous courses, we learned how to create navigation and layout frame. In this lesson, we will learn about the design of leads. It is divided into two parts, product definition and prototyping. Firstly, let's proceed with the product definition. This part will establish the features and data structure of the product. On the screen, in the title section, F1 represents Module 1, followed by the module named Sales Pipeline Management. Sales pipeline management is the most important part of the CRM system. The table below is a part of the feature list we have previously introduced. It includes the features of leads, customers, contacts, and opportunities. The description section is used to describe the sales pipeline management module. You can see that sales pipeline management includes features for searching and managing leads, customers, and opportunities. Sales pipeline management is a process involving personnel such as sales representatives, sales managers, and marketing personnel. In the core process flow diagram, the blue rectangle represents the sales pipeline management section. After leads are generated from marketing, the leads can then be converted to customers, and then customers can be converted to orders. If for some reason you decide not to follow up, you can move leads into the lead pool and move customers into the customer pool. Later, I will provide a detailed introduction to each process. Let's take a look at leads. We use F1-1 to represent the identifier of this feature set, leads. In the glossary, a lead refers to a potential customer or individual who has shown interest in a product or service. It is someone who has expressed some level of interest or engagement, such as by providing their contact information or showing interest in a particular offering. There are a few reasons why we might move leads that we're not currently following up on into the lead pool. For example, maybe they don't quite fit our ideal customer profile right now, or they've said they're not interested for the time being. The description section is used to describe the main features of this feature set. You can see that leads include the following main features: search lead, add lead, view lead details, edit lead, archive lead, move to lead pool, convert to customer. Next is the data structure section. Data structure is very important, as it generally corresponds to the data tables in the database and also determines the content of the interface fields. We can use mind mapping tools like XMind to draw the data structure. Next, I will guide you on how to draw the data structure of leads. Open the XMind.works website. Select New Map and then choose Blank Map. This will allow you to create a new blank document. Choose the style icon on the right and then select a suitable style. Enter the module name F1. Enter the module name F1-1 leads on general topic. Then enter basic info on main topic 1. This represents the basic information of the leads module, including owner, customer name, contact, position, department, phone number, tel, email, region, postal code, address, website, fax, marks, uploaded time, and more. In main topic 2, enter source info, which represents the source information of the leads. Source information includes channel, created by, and created time. Then, in main topic 3, enter tracking info, which includes follow-up records, last follow-up date, next follow-up date, days since last contact. These pieces of information are mainly used for tracking follow-up information. Then there is the status information, used to represent the status of the leads, including lead status, which consists of pending, in progress, overdue, converted. Customer purchase intent includes none, high, medium, low. Enter relevant module into last main topic. Relevant module represents the modules associated with leads, including follow-up records, attachments, tasks, operation log, etc. We will use these associated modules in the prototyping later. Follow-up records are used to record the salesperson's follow-up records for leads. Attachments are used to store files related to leads. Tasks are used to store tasks related to leads. Operation log is used to log all personnel's operations on leads. Then, you can name this sheet F1-1 Leads. After that, select the menu in the top left corner. Choose Download, then select Image to export the image. The exported image can be pasted into other documents, such as PRD. Let's create the prototype. This prototype will be based on the navigation and layout framework created in the previous lesson. Start by creating a new folder named Leads. This will be the module name. Then create a new page and name it Lead Management. In the Style pane, change the page dimensions to Web. Enter a width of 1200, which matches the width of the inline frame created in the previous lesson. Then change the page background color to light blue. Next, drag a hotspot to the top and left positions of the page to create margins. Then, drag in a rectangle to create the section background. Set its fill color to white. Add a title by dragging in a heading and entering Leads. Then, add a horizontal line and change its color to light gray. Now, let's work on the content for the search bar. We need to filter by lead status, customer intent, channel, days since last contact, customer name, and owner. These fields are based on the data structure we created in previous lesson and will guide our prototype design. Start by dragging in a label and changing the text to lead status. Then, add a drop-down list with the options pending, in progress, overdue, and converted. Adjust its style and create it as a master for future use. Choose Breakaway. Duplicate the label and drop-down. Change the label text to Customer Intent and add the options All, High, Medium, Low, and None. Repeat this process for Channel. With options such as All, Phone, Email, Social Media, and more, as these are common channels for acquiring leads. Continue duplicating labels and drop down for days since last contact and search. These fields will provide options for tracking follow-up time and searching for customer or owner names. Then, drag in a text field for the search box. Add a button for the search feature and adjust its style. Drag in a search icon. Then, add mouse over and mouse down style effects to the button. Duplicate the background and title. Change the text to Lead Table and create a New Lead button. And a Move to Lead Pool button. Make these two buttons into masters for future use, naming them Primary Button and Outlined Button. Finally, create a Print Icon button and add mouse over and mouse down style effects to the outlined button. Replace the buttons in the master and adjust the style of the print button. Create it as a master named Outlined Button with Icon and choose Breakaway. Next, let's create the filtering tabs for quickly filtering the items in the table. It includes All Leads, Leads Assigned to Me, Leads Assigned to Subordinates, and Converted Leads. The Converted Leads tab represents leads that have already been converted into customers. Since leads are actually potential customers who have not yet been confirmed to have purchase intentions or needs, once these potential customers' intentions or needs are confirmed, they can be converted into customers. First, let's duplicate a button, enter the text, and adjust its style. Add a selection group to it. Then, duplicate it to create tabs for leads assigned to me, leads assigned to subordinates, and converted leads. Then, drag in a horizontal line. Next, add a click interaction to all tabs. Select this widget. Next, we will create a horizontally scrollable table to accommodate more items. Drag in a rectangle and create it as a dynamic panel. Uncheck Fit to Content. Then, drag in a checkbox to create a All checkbox. Adjust its style. Duplicate the rectangle and change its style to create table rows. Then, drag in a label. Change the text to customer name and duplicate it, changing the text to assigned to. Then, drag in shapes to create a sorting icon. Drag in a label to create it as a link button. Clicking it will take you to the lead details page. We also need fields like lead status, customer intent, days since last contact, next follow-up date, last follow-up date, channel, and contact. Create their table headers and bodies. Use circles and different colors to represent different content in customer intent. Right-click the dynamic panel and select Scroll Horizontal. Duplicate a checkbox. Then, select the table row, set its mouse over and mouse down style effects, and group the elements in the row. Check Fire Mouse Style Effects. Duplicate the rows and modify their content. Use dash to represent missing items. Use red color to represent overdue days in the days since last contact field. We will create a total of 10 rows of data. Then, create the interface for the last column of the table. This column will be fixed on the screen. Duplicate the rectangle. Change the header text to Operation. And drag in an icon to filter table columns. Modify the style of the table rows. Add borders to them. Create the item backgrounds in the last column of the table. Add text links to them and set mouse over and mouse down style effects for the text links. Then, create a dynamic panel for all the elements in the last column. Add a shadow to it. Next, let's create pagination buttons. Use a rectangle and a left arrow to create the previous page button. Add mouse over and mouse down style effects to the button background. Create other pagination buttons. Add mouse over and mouse down style effects to the pagination buttons. Create options for the number of records displayed per page using a drop-down list. Options include 10 records per page, 50 records per page, and 100 records per page. Finally, add an input box and a button for Go to Page. Then, create the input and pagination buttons as a master. Duplicate the page. Change the page name to New Lead. Then delete the unnecessary elements. Duplicate the top section. Change the top title to New Lead. Drag in a left arrow. Delete all elements except the title in the top section. Then resize it. Next, delete all elements in the second section except for the label and text box. Change the label to Customer Name. Since it is a required field, we will create a red asterisk. Then, duplicate the first label, asterisk, and text box. Change the name to Owner. As this control is a multi-select dropdown, we will drag in a rectangle to create a selected tag. Adjust its style. Then use the pen tool to create a close button. Then use the horizontal lines to create a selection options icon. Apart from these two required fields, the others are non-mandatory. Duplicate the first item, then change the label to Contact. Create position, industry, department, tel, phone number, region, email, address, postal code, fax, and website items in the same way. Then copy the channel item from the lead management page. Finally, drag in a text area to complete the remarks item. Copy the style of the website text box to the text area. Then drag in a primary button and an outlined button to create a Submit button and a Back button. Duplicate the New Lead page, change the title to Edit Lead. Here, we will enter text in the mandatory customer name text box. This completes the Edit Lead page. Duplicate the page, change the name to Lead Details. Change the title to Lead Details. Then delete all elements in the second section. We can place the most important information about lead details at the top, including owner, lead status, customer intent, and last follow-up date. Drag in labels to create this content. Then we need the operation buttons, including Edit and Operations. Operations include Convert to Customer, Move to Lead Pool, and Archive. Drag in a primary button to create the Edit button, and drag in an button to create the Operations button. Then duplicate it and create Convert to Customer, Move to Lead Pool, and Archive buttons. Adjust their styles. Then create the three buttons as a dynamic panel, named Operation Panel. Select Operations, add a click interaction, show Operation Panel, and check Bring to Front. Then hide it. Then we need to create lead details. This detail includes multiple related modules. Select the tabs in Lead Management page, copy them, and paste them onto the second section of Lead Details page. Then change the tabs to Lead Details, Follow-up Records, Task Records, Attachments, and Operation Log. You may remember that this includes the three related modules from the data structure we created earlier. Drag in a dynamic panel to contain the content of the tabs. Then we will create lead details. Copy the title to the dynamic panel, and change the text to Basic Info. Adjust its size. Basic Info contains the information other than what we created in the first section. It includes contact, position, department, phone number, tel, email, region, postal code, address, website, fax, and address. Then drag in a horizontal line to separate the content. Duplicate the content of the first section. Then change the title to Source Info. It includes owner, created by, and created time. Duplicate the content of the second section. Then change the title to Tracking Info. It includes days since last contact, last follow-up date, and next follow-up date. Drag in a rectangle to create a content background. Place it at the bottom. Then adjust the size of the rectangle in the second section. Let's create the content for the dynamic panel. First, change the name of State 1 to Lead Details. Then, duplicate a new state and name it Follow-up Records. Follow-up records have two sections, adding a follow-up record and displaying follow-up records. Start by removing all unnecessary elements. Then, create a profile image and add follow-up record, label, and an asterisk. Copy and paste a text area and create it as a master. Then break it away. Create a toolbar with a background, and icons for attachments, images, and a folder. Next, create input fields for follow-up method, customer intent, notify, and next follow-up date using drop-down lists, multi-select lists, and date pickers. Create a Publish button. Adjust the background size and select the Fit to Content option for the dynamic panel. Duplicate the section background. Go to another page, select the title, create it as a master, then break away it. Change the title name in the master to H1 and break away it. Drag it onto the canvas. Change the text to Follow-up Records, adjust its size. Create it as a master, change the title name in the master to H2. Drag a text box to the right. Then copy and paste a search button. Make the text box and button as a dynamic panel. Change the title name in the master to Search Bar and break away. Now, let's create a record. We need a profile picture, a name, a time, record content, record method, next follow-up date, notify, and icons for like, share, and a separator. Duplicate more records. Duplicate dynamic panel states and name them attachments. Copy the title and items from the lead management page and paste them into the attachment state of the dynamic panel. Copy the two buttons from the lead management page and paste them into the attachment state of the dynamic panel. Change the text of the right button to Bulk Operations. Adjust the table size, remove unnecessary content, and create content for file name, file size, upload date, uploader, and operation columns. The operations buttons include Preview, Download, and Delete. Duplicate a new state and name it Operations. Adjust its content, remove unnecessary elements, and modify the operation text. Edit text to reverse the order of time. Drag in vertical lines to create a timeline. Add a few dots here. Now, let's create the archive dialog. Duplicate a title and text. Drag in a rectangle. Modify its text. And duplicate two buttons. Change the button text to Save and Cancel. Adjust the background style. Drag in a close button. Create all elements as a dynamic panel and pin them to center middle of the browser. Name it Archive and set it to Hidden. Now, let's create the dialog for selecting the reason to move a lead into the lead pool. Duplicate a dynamic panel, name it Reason, and create an asterisk. Drag in a drop-down list with options Low Priority, Lack of Response, Disqualification, and Other. Select Convert to Customer, add a click interaction. Hide the operation panel. Select Move to Lead Pool, add a click interaction. Show the Reason dynamic panel. Check Bring to Front. Copy and paste interactions to Archive, then change the target to Archive. Select Save button in the Archive panel. Add a click interaction, hide the Archive panel. Copy and paste interactions to the Cancel button. Duplicate the archive panel, name it Submitted Successfully. Delete unnecessary elements. Change the label to Submitted Successfully. And drag in an ellipse to create a tick icon. Select the Close button, add a click interaction, hide the Submitted Successfully panel. Pin the panel to the center top of the browser. Select the Save button in the Archive panel. Show the Submitted Successfully panel, add a slide-down animation. Wait for 2000 milliseconds. Hide the Submitted Successfully panel, and remove the animation. Select the Save button in the Move to Lead Pool panel. Add a click interaction, show the Reason Dynamic panel. Show the Submitted Successfully panel. Add a slide-down animation. Wait for 2000 milliseconds. Hide the Submitted Successfully panel. Here, we need to hide the Reason Dynamic panel. Copy and paste interactions to the Cancel button. Select the Edit button, add a click interaction, open the Edit Lead page. Create the Submitted Successfully panel as a master. Break away the Submitted Successfully component in the master. Break away the Submitted Successfully panel. Copy and paste the Submitted Successfully panel to the Edit Lead page. Select the Submit button, add a click interaction, show the Submitted Successfully panel, add a slide-down animation, wait for 2000 milliseconds, hide the Submitted Successfully panel. Select the Back button, add a click interaction and choose to go back to the previous page. Copy and paste the Submit button to the new lead page. Select the Back button, add a click interaction, and choose to back to the previous page. Select the Customer Name button in Lead Management page. Add a click interaction, open the Lead Details page. Copy and paste interactions to other buttons. Select the New Lead button. Add a click interaction, open the new lead page. Select the Edit button. Add a click interaction, open the Edit Lead page. Copy and paste interactions to other buttons. Next, let's add interactions to the secondary navigations. Open the Frame page. Select a secondary navigation. Open the corresponding page within the inline frame. Return to the Lead Management page. Select the first tab and set it as selected. Open the new lead page. Select the Submit button, remove the Hide action, and add an action to Open Lead Management page. Open the Edit Lead page. Create the arrow and title as a dynamic panel. Add a click interaction to go back to the previous page. Then, copy the interaction and paste it onto the new dynamic panel created on the new lead page. Open the Lead Details page. Select the tab. Set the dynamic panel state to the corresponding state. Then set the first tab as selected. Go back to the frame page. Preview the prototype. You will notice that the content section is empty. This is because the loaded page is the dashboard page, which we haven't created yet. Click on the Leads navigation. You will see the lead management page loaded within the inline frame. You can choose an option from the drop-down lists. Click to see the style effect of the search button. When clicking on a tab, switch to the corresponding tab. You can scroll the table horizontally. Click the New Lead button to open the new lead page. Enter text, then click the Submit button. Upon successful submission, the page automatically redirects to the lead management page. Click Customer Name to go to the Lead Details page. There is an error here. The title should be the customer name we clicked just now. We will correct it later. You can see the default display of Lead Details content. Click on the Follow-up Records tab to switch to the content of the follow-up records. Click on other tabs to switch to the respective content. Click the Operations button in the top right corner to show more buttons. Click Convert to Customer. The additional buttons disappear. We will create the Convert to Customer page later. Click Move to Lead Pool. Show the Move to Lead Pool dialog. Select an option, click Save. Display the Submitted Successfully prompt. Click the Archive button, show the Archive dialog. Click Save. Display the Submitted Successfully prompt. Click the Edit button, open the Edit Lead page. Click the Submit button, show the Submitted Successfully prompt. Click the Back button in the top left corner to return to the previous page. Alright, that concludes today's lesson on leads. If you have any questions, feel free to comment or visit axurboutique.com for more contents. If you like my video, please subscribe to my channel, give me a like, and share with others. Thank you.